And welcome back, everybody. Today we're doing another boiler retrofit, and in this particular case we are going to be taking out a very old relic indeed. This is a very old American standard boiler, and you can see from the rating plate right there, this was probably put in 50, 60 years ago. Probably was put in somewhere else before then too. You can look at the serial number, 411. So this thing is ancient. It has probably had a few multiple lives, and its final life is now ending with the decommissioning of this particular setup. We're also going to be taking the hot water tank out. We are going to be removing both of these and putting in a new Navien NFC on the wall back here. We're probably going to clean things up, make it look a little bit more prettier, do the venting, all that good stuff. But right now we're just in the process of draining the boiler here. You can see all the pipe and the actual brazing techniques that they had done back in the day in various areas. A little handy air scoop that they made, that just back at the time they used what they had. And consequently we're going to be ripping all of this stuff out, the venting, the gas, to get it ready for disassemble. We are not going to be doing that because this boiler very likely may have asbestos in it, and we're going to hire a separate company to do that, to remove the whole setup here. But as you can see, it takes up a lot of mass in this room, and we're going to be consolidating a lot of that. This will be a little bit of a project for sure, because there's technically only one zone in this house, this particular residence, and we're probably going to be adding a few, because one of the problems here, and you might notice that it was temporarily capped off, these lines ran underground into the floor and developed a leak. So of course now any baseboard rat or baseboard or in-floor heating is no longer doable and usable. So now we're gonna have to rework the whole setup for the house here, and instead of one zone, probably add multiple zones. But let's get started here, and we'll see you guys in a bit.
This is our life, this is our song.
And we're back, guys. We've completed the install of this Navien NFC-175H, and the homeowners are very happy with it. Same with the tenants. Now they have reliable heat and endless hot water, and of course I'm very happy with it too. This was a joint effort with some of our electricians from our company, one of our plumbers, and myself doing a lot of the hydronic heating, but it turned out very lovely. And we're just going to go over some of the key components here and show you how everything is piped, laid out, and how everything ultimately is working correctly here. We have the lights off right now. We'll turn them on and get you a little bit more of a visual aid, and you can see how everything is piped. We'll start with the primary loop here. This system right here basically has its primary loop, comes down here into the hydraulic separator, comes back. We have our magnetic filter, goes into the return, up into the boiler, and it completes that circuit because the Naviens have their own internal circulator pump. Then after that, we have our secondary loop, and it goes over here this way and back into our hydraulic separator. And this pump right here I've labeled as a secondary pump. Now normally that's all we have is primary, secondary, but technically this actual install is not just that. It's primary, secondary, and tertiary, but there's actually 4 pumps on that tertiary loop, and we've used the concept of closely spaced T's here. And the nice thing about it is the first one on the line right here, it's going to be going up through the loop, come back, and that is our east basement loop. Comes back on down into our closely spaced T's, carries on, and then we pick up our second, third, fourth, and then finally return back into a hydraulic separator. Makes for a very cool install, but also we have the concept of closely spaced T's here. Larger 1-inch manifold, reducing down to 3/4 inch. You can see our delta T here. We are currently at 160 degrees on our primary loop, and further down here we're about 155 with the system. We're actually getting up to temperature, which is nice. You can see all 4 zones. Actually, this one's finally shut off. We're actually up to temperature here, so we're starting to level out, especially on our secondary loop here. You can see which zones are on by just looking at our pressure differential. A little bit over 15, a little bit under 15. I have our Taco 0015Es at low speed right here. They don't need to be in high speed, especially for this application. And a slower also helps with that heat transfer as well. We have 2 zones here. We have the east basement and west basement for the bottom floor. And then on the top floor, we have the west and east. These 2 are tied together just because they only have 1 thermostat up there. But if the homeowners ever want to add a second thermostat, then we can actually divide it and actually even have better zoning. So technically it's a 3-zone system with 2 pumps on this, but designed for the future if any renovations are done. Over here, we have our boiler controls. Switches. Basically we have power to the boiler, power to the controls, and power to the lights. We want to kill heat for the summer. We can simply do that by killing our controls. This is just wired directly in there. No power to there, no power to the pumps, no heat at all. But it will still provide domestic hot water if we need. All we have to do is go over here, turn on our hot flow sensor will activate, and then we're going to be switching. Domestic hot water will come on, which is nice because if you don't need heat in the summertime, you can always control it by the thermostats. But at least with this, it makes it easy, and you don't have to worry about the tenants turning on a thermostat or a kid turning on a thermostat. Just makes it that much more efficient. Of course, the same premise can be said with an outdoor temperature or outdoor reset. But in this situation, I just find it makes it a lot easier for the tenants to actually have manual control if they want, as opposed to getting into the programming. Right here, we have our hydraulic separator. We use the Califfi hydraulic separator along with the Califfi boiler feed this time with its 9D component. Went overkill, but we did add a double check valve assembly as per code for our municipality. It's key to have backflow prevention, especially with a testable device like this Zurn Wilkins 350 XL. Now, of course, this all goes up into the Axiom hydronic node, Very, very nice piece of equipment, this thing. I like the Califacto ones, and there's a lot of other manufacturers out there, but I'm a huge fan of this one because it all comes pre-done for you. And especially with this 3-way valve here, you understand exactly if you want to drain the tank or feed water or put air into the expansion tank and put the air out, you can move this valve here. We got our pressure gauge here, as well as our auto vent back here, which is going to help to get all the air out of the main system here. We've just commissioned the system, so we can still hear a little bit of air, but eventually it's all going to work its way out. We put our Axiom as well, acid neutralizer in play here, just off the condensate trap, down and in, 2 unions to pull out just for easy servicing, and then of course it comes and goes down into the floor drain there. Now, being that we are plumbers as well as gas fitters, we have access panels right here, and also another one here painted and another one here painted, so that if we ever need to get at the sewer cleanouts behind here, they have access to that, which is very important. We have our 2 safety relief valves here, one for domestic, one for heating, and of course they have a discharge. We know we have a problem potentially with our boiler feed and or potentially with our expansion tank. Here we have our 2 hot and supply. We don't really need to worry about these too much kind of redundancy, but it's always nice to have extra valves. Makes your life really, really easy when you're servicing the system, when you're cleaning the system, so on and so forth. So that being said, guys, this is the heart of the room, but what we did here, and I'm going to show you, is we also added baseboard heating in this suite. And you can see right here, we've actually, they actually had in-floor heat, and it had failed. So you can see the baseboard heat now, and of course we put our return pipe here because we wanted to have a very clean look for our actual customers. You can see right here, there was actually an old gas stove here that was help heating this place down here, but now they don't have to worry about that. Now all they have to do is just turn the thermostat on and away they go. But yeah, aside from that, guys, I am really happy with this install. Once again, I try to do something a little bit different, something a little bit special for our customers, to give them a little extra pop. And with our Maple Leafs, once again, usually we'll always have our standard logo. We have our supply side, we have our return side, our pumps are on the return, and of course our slogan, exceeding industry standards. And that's what we always try to do here at Canuck. We always try to make it practical, but also do it above and beyond, and try to do it at an affordable price. But at the end of the day, sometimes you just have to be able to do everything the way you need to do it in order to get it working properly. And if you don't do it right the first time, then what was the point of the whole exercise, right? And that's why I really stress to our guys at Canuck, if you're going to do it right the first time. Don't waste time coming back and fixing it. Anyways, this is James from Canuck signing off. You guys all have a wonderful and great day, and see you guys for the next video. Cheers.